information about prices, or styles, or colors, or the export details that I needed. There's nothing. I walked away from the opportunity because I thought it was just going to be way too much of a complicated undertaking. And as I walked away, I couldn't help but think there must have been a better way for this man to run his business. I've been coming and going from India for years, and I've explored wholesale opportunities again and again, but I find that so many of the wholesale opportunities end the same way. Currently, I have a friend who's working with are you okay? I currently have a friend who's working with a jewelry wholesaler in Pushkar. And this wholesaler just finished putting a ton of money into rebuilding their showroom. It's super fancy and modern, well organized. You walk in and it's just beautiful. And they also spend a ton of money making a new website. And this is where I really feel like they totally missed a great opportunity. This is a screenshot from their website. It's a one-page scrolling website. And you get to kind of this, which is supposed to be a sample of some of their products. If you click a photo, all it does is make the photo bigger. There's no part of their website where you can maybe log in and take a look at a catalog. There's no prices, no information. So pretty much from the time you find this wholesaler to the time that you want to place an order, you have to go through so many different steps. And it can really, be frustrating, and you can kind of often drop the idea of doing business with them because of this. So in 2014, Zach and I started our business. And most of our clients that we've worked with have been wholesalers. And by working with these types of people, we've really been able to witness the power of WordPress. It's not just a great tool for, blogging and making user-friendly websites. It can be an incredibly, powerful tool which can change the way businesses are run. Now, fashion wholesale is a pretty behind-the-scenes business. It's not as glamorous or as polished as one might think. In fact, in my experience, it can be very chaotic, and the way it's run is extremely outdated. Most people don't see the effort that goes into getting clothes from the designer or the manufacturer into the hands of the store owner, the retailer, where we can then go buy them. What we just see are nice clothes on hangers or on the shelf waiting for us to go buy them. So, by working with these wholesalers, we have seen that the general level of tech savviness varies greatly. On one hand, you have some that barely use a computer. They barely use an email address, and they'll still use fax machines. Everything is, still written out. On the far other hand, you have some that are super computer literate. They've already made the move to running their business largely online. In between that, where most wholesalers fall, we find that they have a pretty good sense of using a computer and the internet. They all have email addresses and rely on them heavily as a way to communicate. Most of them have an office computer that they run different software applications on to take care of maybe appointment calendars, accounting, their customer databases. These are our favorite people to work with, as we find there's the most opportunity to radically improve the way they can run their business. So from growing up in this industry, I know it pretty well, and I know the people that are part of it pretty well too. I know that they're really, really busy, they work really hard, and they travel often. They can have hundreds of customers to service, often in multiple locations. They have filing cabinets upon filing cabinets to keep track of all of their order forms and their paper trails. They're just massive amount of paper. They're on the phone all day making sales, or they're making appointments to go make sales. They're dealing with customer service, and they're dealing with manufacturers. They're unpacking samples they get in, and they're packing those back up. Or they're emailing or mailing their lookbooks and catalogs to potential customers to show them what they have. A wholesaler always has something to do, to the point that they often don't have the time to see if there's something out there to help them do what they're doing, or to see if there's a tool out there to help them do what they do, but better.
Many of the clients that we communicate with have a total lack of understanding of the purpose of a website. They think that a website is just to have a web presence, or to have an online business card, or a place to display some simple content, or maybe have a contact form. And while this simple content and functionality has its importance as well, a website has the capability of being so much more. Our goal is to make websites that work for the client. When I say work for them, I mean it literally. The website should become like another member of their staff. It should be able to manage products, orders and stock, online and offline payments, bookkeeping, user registrations, advertising, as well as an appointment scheduler. WordPress has all of these capabilities, and if the client isn't utilizing these features, then they are completely missing the point of having a website. Through experience, we've come to see that it's crucial to understand the client's business before we begin even thinking of how to build or develop their website. We have to be like detectives, in that we have to ask just the right questions, so the client gives us the correct information. Without total knowledge of what the client's pain points are, we can't provide the right solutions. We ask lots and lots of questions. And then we ask some more questions. We don't just rely on what the client thinks that they need. For our wholesalers, we really wanted to know what their most important tasks were, computer-related as well as non-computer-related, and which of these tasks consumed the most amount of time. We also wanted to know how they wanted to improve their business and how they felt they were being held back from being able to do this. Now, it's also important to state that there might not always be the perfect WordPress solution for every aspect of their business. Some parts of wholesale just don't adapt well to the web. Some of our clients are unaware that solutions even exist for the daily logistical problems that they face. So when we communicate with the client, we ensure that before we build their website, we know their business as well as they do.
We are currently working with, we're currently working on a project that we started on in October. I received a phone call from someone in the wholesale business that wanted to redo the look of their 12-year-old website, but wanted to keep their current backend. And this is what their current website looks like. This is their homepage. Thankfully, by the end of the phone call, I was able to convince them that rebuilding their website on the WordPress platform would be the best direction to go in. I went and spent an afternoon with them and had them tell me everything about their current website and the way they ran their business. One of the first things they told me was that they couldn't actually change the content of their website. The only way they could do that was by uploading and swapping out various PDF forms, and which is totally crazy. And this is what the back end looked like of how they were able to do that. They couldn't, yeah, 12 years ago, that was what they were doing. So they couldn't actually create any new pages. And the content on the existing pages, they had very limited ability of what they could and couldn't change. The next thing they told me was about the users of the website. So most of the users have their own profile. But currently, to make a profile, they first had to fill out a paper form. Then they'd have to take this form and scan it or email it to the admin, or they'd be faxing it to the admin. The admin were the ones that would fill out the profiles and then send in login details to the users. The entire time they were explaining this process to me, I was just like, oh my God, Gravity Forms would take care of all of this. And then finally, they told me about the way they collected and processed payments. They have a desktop accounting program. Now this program can process a payment, but it can't generate a receipt. So they'd have to process the payment and then create a receipt in another program and then email that receipt out. And because it wasn't linked up to their website, people would have to be calling in their credit card details. Or they were emailing their credit card details, which is never a great idea. So, the majority of the meeting, I kept thinking that there were so many better ways to do what they were doing. After a few hours of sitting with them, I had kind of come up with what I thought their main pain points were. Which were one, they were spending way too much time on just wasted tasks. And they were duplicating those tasks way too often. They were also doing tasks that could be delegated to the users of the website. Or they were doing work tasks that WordPress could manage on its own with the right customizations or plugins. Now, during the initial phone call, the client thought that their 12-year-old backend was so great, and it did so much for them. And this is why we don't just rely on what the client thinks that they need. When I told them everything we were going to be able to do for them, they could not believe that a website could take care of so many of the daily time-wasting tasks that they had gotten so used to. We were going to give them solutions to all the problems that they knew of, and then we were also going to give them solutions to help them run their business better day to day.
We've been talking about our process with a lot of emphasis on listening to and engaging with the client, and how we use WordPress to improve the way wholesalers manage their business. But what does this actually mean? What is the result of helping our clients manage their business better? Time. Time is the result. If the client's business is managed better, it frees up more of the client's time. Time is a luxury. Everybody wants more time. Time is also at the heart of Superfund. We are always looking for ways to increase our own free time so we can spend that time furthering our business. And we apply the same philosophy to our clients. Time is like a currency. It is one of the greatest resources available to any business. And if you are in the wholesale industry, then you are always short on time. We aim to help the client reduce the amount of time spent managing tasks. With this newly freed time, the client can meet more customers, sell more products, and grow their business faster. Making sales is at the center of wholesale. Therefore, one of the biggest tasks faced by any wholesaler is how to make more sales. And we accomplish this in several ways. First and foremost, we turned WordPress into a digital showroom where customers anywhere can view products, prices, details, and create orders. A digital showroom acts like a 24-hour sales representative. Second, we created a user login portal where customers can create a profile, save their store information, contact information, and this will also sync up with their order history. This makes it incredibly easy for the wholesaler to keep track of all the customers that they are currently serving. Third, we taught our clients how to track users through Google Analytics. This gave our client critical information on who is using the website, the user's location, and which products the customer has viewed. Aside from those three methods, we've also implemented payment gateways for clients that take payments for orders directly. We've also set up appointment schedulers to increase time management, and also set up email subscriptions to aid in email marketing. As much as possible, we've tried to give our wholesalers a website that does the job of numerous software applications that are frequently offline and limited to set office computers. A business website run on WordPress can be opened from anywhere, anytime, and on any device.
So we're in the final stages of developing that website I mentioned earlier, and it's going to completely change the way they're able to run their business. For starters, they will have complete control over all of the content on their website. They will be able to update with ease, create new sections, delete old ones. No more PDFs. Instead, we have web pages. The users of the website are going to take care and fill out their own profiles. Those profiles will get stored in a database that they can access and edit anytime. We've also implemented a payment gateway that's going to sync to the new online-based accounting that we've implemented with them too. So now, when online payments get made, receipts will automatically get emailed. They will now have a website that works for them, a website that is part of the team. We knew there was so many different ways and better ways we could help them run their business, and they now have a tool, an incredible tool, which is going to save them so much time and help run their business better.
WordPress is both a powerful and accessible tool, and the possibilities it provides are nearly infinite. We truly believe, and have experienced, that WordPress can make business better. We are helping wholesalers in Canada change the way they run and manage their business. And we believe that the way we approach Canadian wholesale can also be applied to Indian wholesale. In India today, the most popular form of personal computing is the smartphone. Many Indian wholesalers most likely already run their business somewhat from their smartphone. The WordPress dashboard is completely mobile-friendly and responsive and can easily be managed from a smartphone. Like we mentioned before, the heart of wholesale is sales. And one of the best ways to make more sales is to display your products to as many people as you can. Indian wholesalers are no longer limited to the customers that enter their physical shop. They can use their smartphones to take photos of the products they have, add details like prices and material, and create their own digital showrooms. They can then share this with current customers as well as potential customers that they might never have been able to connect with otherwise. Now, this might seem like an impossible task right now. Or perhaps you're thinking it's just our dream or a fantasy. Well, remember November 8th? Did you think that the next day all of your 1,000 rupee notes would be essentially worthless? Things can happen quickly, surprisingly. Recently, Sarah and I spent several months in Himachal Pradesh, in a town called Kulu. On November 9th, the town essentially became a cashless society for over a month, as cash was scarce and banks were desperately trying to get more cash. A local chai shop, a vegetable stall, and a fruit cart owner, represented here, it's actually empty, all got PTM during the month of November. By the end of the month, we could walk down the street, get a cup of chai, buy our fruits and vegetables, and just use our phone to pay. If you had told me, or rather if you had asked me on November 8th if I thought this was possible, I would have told you it was impossible. We believe that Indian wholesale can benefit greatly from WordPress. And we encourage you to convince Indian wholesalers to make that shift. This may seem like an impossible task, but Hindi already has an expression that encapsulates our optimism. Sab kuch milega. Everything is possible. We hope you have enjoyed our presentation, and once again, we'd really just like to thank the entire WordPress WordCamp Udaipur team, because they've done such a spectacular job. And actually, this is our first WordCamp. We're just really, really happy to be here. And I'm not sure how much time we have, but if anyone has any questions, 5 minutes. If anyone has any questions, fire away. Satisfied.